Bow break, let it come down, crash. Let the sun fade out to a dark sky. Can't say I'd even notice it was absent, 'cause I could live by the light in your eyes. Unfold before you what I've strung together, the very first words of a lifelong, a love letter. Tell the world that we finally got it all right. I choose you. I will become yours and you will become mine. I choose you. I choose you.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for sharing this supremely beautiful and important day with us. Please be seated. I guess most of you already are. All right, we're gathered here today for the very best of reasons. Today we celebrate the marriage of two remarkable people, Kimberly and Corey, who complement, strengthen, and inspire each other to be the best versions of themselves they can be. However, before we proceed, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the significance of today's date. In fact, today is the 71st wedding anniversary for Kimberly's grandparents, Ernie and Marilyn. We are thrilled to have you here with us today. Thank you very much. Few things in life measure up to a 7+ decade marriage, and I think that's worth a moment of recognition. Thank you. I'm sure everyone here can attest to the indelible marks Kimberly and Corey have made on all of our lives. I've known Corey for over 10 years now. We worked together very closely for much of that time. I got to know him really well. His humor, his intelligence, his undeniable work ethic, and utter devotion to his team, glass-blowing artistry, even his poetry. Those of you that are familiar with that. When Kimberly came into Corey's life, I saw a change in him that I knew was permanent. His whole outlook on life changed for the better. And once I met her, it became immediately apparent these two were meant for each other. Kimberly brings so many complementary qualities to the table. Her passion for the work she does, her sarcastic sense of humor, her spontaneity and willingness to go with the flow, but most importantly, her kind heart. The level to which these two care for others is awe-inspiring, and in just over 3 years, you guys have forged quite a life together. It's an incredible honor to be standing here today helping you two cement this lifelong commitment. So thank you.
Thank you.
Now, when you two first approached me about participating in today's ceremony, I told you I was going to assign you some homework. I asked you to consider many facets of marriage, the good and exciting things, the tougher, more challenging things, and even some of the uglier things that might eventually need to be addressed. We talked about how you will approach conflict, how you will deal with making decisions together when you can't find common ground, where you'd like to see yourselves years down the road, and most importantly, what marriage means to each of you at the most fundamental level. You both recognize the necessary effort required to grow and maintain a marriage. I'm genuinely impressed with the thought you both put into the answers you gave me, so thank you for that. As you stand here today preparing to exchange vows and make a lifelong commitment to each other, I can honestly say without reservation, you're both ready. Now, for everyone else gathered here today, this is not merely an exercise in observation. Little did you know you'd be making a commitment today as well. Each of you are selected for a very specific reason. You are the closest, most important group of people in Kimberly and Corey's lives. You are the people they envision above all others to be there for the long haul. So before Kimberly and Corey exchange vows, I'm going to ask each of you to make a commitment today as well. I ask each of you to commit to doing everything in your power to love, support, and enrich their marriage, to share in their joys, to help them through the challenges they will undoubtedly face, and most of all, to simply be there for them no matter what. This commitment is not meant to be a license to intervene or to give you permission to make decisions for them, let's be clear. It is simply an acknowledgement of the important role each of you play in their lives and a willingness to accept this responsibility that comes along with supporting their marriage. So please take a moment to register that commitment in your heart. Hold on to it till whatever point it might be necessary. All right, let's get to the good stuff, guys. You look great. So, we know a successful marriage is so much more than mere words, and I do is just the beginning of this process. That being said, vows are expressed to each other in front of family and friends, and of course to each other, as a way of publicly demonstrating the commitments that you're making to each other. So Kimberly and Corey chose to write their own vows, and it wasn't until last night that they shared them with each other for the first time. So, very special, but it was an opportunity for them to fully express to each other their intentions behind the commitment they're making today. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into that process now. So I'm going to start with Corey.
Kim, from the day we first met, you've amazed me with your awesomeness. As we move on into this next chapter of our lives, I want you to know that I'll always be by your side. I look forward to sharing some amazing experiences with you, and I'm definitely down to roll up my sleeves and work through the tough ones. I promise to always do my best to lift you up when you're feeling down, and I promise to try my best to not bite my nails or pick at my fingers. I promise to love you always, even when you're grumpy in the morning. And yes, I felt as though something has been missing from my life, missing most of my life, and that something has been you. You complete me, and I love you.
I'll do it again now. I can't help you. Pardon me.
Take your time. It's your day.
Ooh. Great. Mess. I truly believe that I'm the luckiest girl in the world today to have the opportunity to choose you to be my husband. You're the kindest, most considerate, and goofiest person I know, and you've changed my life. You show compassion to others, sometimes even at your own expense, and you inspire me to be a better person. But most importantly, you choose to love me every day. I know that's not always an easy task. With that being said, I'm happy to be able to promise you today to be there for the rest of forever and to support you in all that you do. I promise to push you to be your best, and I'll grow to be mine. And I promise to say I love you and kiss you before bed every single night. I promise to laugh with you in times of joy and comfort you in times of sadness. And I'll try my best not to be grumpy in the morning. And I'll do my best to be on time. I promise to respect you, listen to you, value you, and to be your partner in life and in love. I vow to be fully and faithfully yours, forever, ever.
Good job. Good job, guys. Okay. Rings are the most symbolic thing we have about marriage. They're an outward public symbol of the internal lifelong commitment they made today. So Ben, we have the rings? Sir? Yeah, let's do that. Do you, Corey, take Kimberly to be your partner for life, for better or worse, in sickness and in health, in conflict and tranquility, in poverty and comfort, placing her above all others from this day forward?
I do.
All right. Do you, Kimberly, take Corey to be your partner for life, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, in conflict and tranquility, in poverty and comfort, placing him above all others from this day forward?
I absolutely do.
I got big knuckles.
You two are already holding hands. Kimberly and Corey have chosen to be joined in marriage and have declared their love for each other and in the presence of this company. They have given each other their promises, and they've made their pledge by giving and receiving rings and by joining hands. Therefore, by the power vested in me by Kimberly, Corey, and the great state of Texas, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Now go ahead and kiss the bride, seal the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a marriage. I am honored to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Corey and Kimberly Fox. There we go.
It's been a long day. Things ain't been going my way, you know I need you here. You clear my mind all the time. And baby, the way you move me is crazy. It's like you see right through me and make it easier to Believe me, you don't even have to try. Oh, because you are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened. Come a long way, baby. You know I hope and I pray that you believe me
I'm so good. Thank you so much.
when I say this love will never fade away. Oh, because you are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened to me. Both of us have known love before. Come on, no promising like a strain. Walk on out the door. Hearts are strong and our hearts are kind. Let me tell you just exactly what is on my mind. You are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened. You are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened to me. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Na, 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 na.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight and celebrate Kim and Corey's day. When I think about what it means to be a good friend and what attributes I look for me, loyalty is pretty high up there. And loyalty defines who Corey is. To Corey, his friends matter. When I lived in Canada, I would call my friends when I could. The person that would call me to see how I was doing was Corey. When I was stuck in Colorado during the holidays, didn't have a place to go, Darlene bought me a plane ticket and flew me out to Ohio so I wouldn't be alone.
Yeah.
That's the stock he's from. That's the family that you just married into. You are lucky. Some of the biggest hearts I've ever known are in this family. And Corey, I think you found someone from similar stock.
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier for you two. Corey, you found someone that makes you smile. You found someone willing to walk through life together. And the way that you handle each other and respect each other is paramount and is why everybody is here today. So enough of that soft, happy stuff. Let's raise our cups to the bride and groom.
Kim and I have known each other for about 20 years, so most of our lives. I'm pretty sure if there was a video crew following us around, it would look something like Lucy and Ethel. Lots of laughter, a few tears, and a ton of memories. And of course, we got into a little bit of trouble together, but don't tell Karen. Last week, we reenacted a beach photo shoot that was inspired by a trip we took to Florida 10 years ago. Apparently, we thought we were cool posing on the beach, so why not react that with a beach photo you have in your living room? Because that's normal. But normal is something we've never claimed to be. We even wrote the worst song in history of songs together. Most recently, we broke a bed together. True story. I honestly can't think of a time when I was seriously mad at her. Whew. She's a genuine friend and not afraid to tell you how she feels. Even when she told me she was afraid I was rushing into marriage too soon, it came from the heart. It wasn't about Zach. She wanted to make sure we really knew each other, and she wanted the best for me. There you go. That thanks. That's a big reason why our friendship is so strong. It's built on love, laughs, and honesty. She was one of the first people by my side when I was in labor, and the love she has for my daughter means the world to me. Hey, don't mess it up.
Sorry, my thumb was in your way.
She's truly one of my favorite people. One of my favorite things about you, or her, is Corey, because he brings out all the things in her that I love. Her passion, her smile, her laugh, and he occasionally makes fun of her, and that's pretty entertaining for me. And us, right? Right?
All the time.
There's no occasional.
I can't remember when exactly I first met him, but I think that's because, number one, I have a terrible memory. Number two, because he's so perfect for her that it feels like he's always been around. So you better not screw this up, Kim, because I'd hate to choose between the two of you. But if you do, because at some point you both will, the biggest piece of marriage advice I can give you is to be open and honest. Communication is key. Take time for each other. Life is busy, and it's easy to lose sight of the most important things. Oh, and have a baby or two so our babies can be friends. We started something when we were kids, and we still do it to this day, so I'll end my speech with the 4 words we say instead of goodbye. I love you most. So raise your glass.
Cheers!
To Kim and Corey. So whoever wants to dance, let's go to the dance floor.
Yeah!
I told you it was good, and you were worried.
I wasn't truly worried.
You're not crying.
Thanks, Ben. God, see, I was shaking. I'm not even crying.
You were shaking crazy. I was like, there's no way she can beat that.
Doris got the tears. She even read it.
Oh, she broke down.